Ronde, there's a rumor going around that you are looking to replace me as the co-host of the Rondé Barber Show with some guy from Barstool.
All right.
I need to know right now, is that actually going to happen?
There was a guy that was available. He said he didn't have a job. He's part of Fired Football Coaches of America. So, I mean, why not?
But of all places, Barstool, everybody, Jon Gruden's in the building. Oh my goodness, Jon Gruden is here.
From the Stream Center, this is the Rondé Barber Show, sponsored by Advent Health and Renewal by Andersen. Here's your host, JB Buno, and Hall of Famer Rondé Barber.
Welcome to episode 7, JB, of the Rondé Barber Show. And not only is this our 7th episode, it's the one that I've been waiting for all year long.
Can't imagine why.
Welcome, Super Bowl winning coach and the man who brought us our first Lombardi, Jon Gruden. What's up, John?
What a thrill to be here. JB, Rondé, thanks for having me.
Can we get a studio applause here?
Wow.
All three people that are in our studio.
Yeah, we've come a long way, Rondé, let me tell you.
You know what, John? We came in here and we were like, what are we going to talk to JG about? And JB's like, let's talk about football. Let's talk about quarterbacks. Not so fast. We're not talking. We're going to talk about lifestyle first.
Oh, God. Oh, no. They'll get me out of my comfort zone.
We're going to put you squarely in your comfort zone. Right. This is the man now who is got this scouring face, but is on the cover of GQ. He's throwing out the first pitch of baseball game. I mean, look how skinny you were back then.
Hold on. Can we pause this? We'll pause that right there. Look. Do you remember this, John? GQ.
What, are you guys surprised? I mean, I was one of the 50 most beautiful-looking people in the world. I was in People magazine. I didn't see you guys in there.
I now know why your wife married you.
This is brutal. This is a rough way to start. You call me fat, and now
I didn't say you were fat. I said, look how skinny you used to be. No, you're a good-looking man, John.
I love you, brother. Look at that.
Look at this guy. Svelte, throwing out the first pitch. Not only that, you're tearing down buildings at some point in this archive footage from WFLA. This is all Bob, right? This is all Bob Hansen.
Okay, we need the story behind this.
What is this, John?
That used to be the Tampa Bay Mall. I tore the mall down so we could build a Buccaneer facility. We had to tear this structure down so we could build the facility that the Bucs are currently in.
One Buck Palace.
How about that?
Although I do have fond memories of
we used to be in a trailer park
of our woodshed. Let's call it what it really was. It was a trailer park that we had offices in, and we practiced JB next to the airport, and all we did was suck in jet fume all day long.
All day.
Couldn't have been good.
And we got lightning, and before our first game against New Orleans, we had to practice in that parking lot. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that was
fun. Those were the good days. Not like the new One Buck Palace that's over there. But it got us to where we needed to go. That's all I remember.
One more time. Pause. John, good looking shot there, man.
Can you guys change the screen here? This is getting uncomfortable.
You know the greatest part about all this?
What?
You used to give me crap because Tiki and I were people's sexiest twins or whatever. And so he's like, oh, you think you're sexy? Look at me.
You have no idea how uncomfortable it was doing these pictures. Believe me, that's the last tie I think I've worn.
Right. You actually look like your son right there. I think you look like Deuce right there.
I know it. I'm getting old, man.
Oh, man. Getting old's grand. But getting old gives us a chance to talk about days past. And I can't believe it's been. I mean, how many years ago you were coaching me? 09?
I think 08 was my last season. Yeah, 2008.
17 years since you coached, and those were the good years. And just thinking back to really 2001 through or 2002 through 2009 or 8. God, that's not even that long. How many years did you coach me?
7.
Is that it?
7 years.
Why does 7 feel like 100?
Because it probably was 100. We had a hard time, did we? We grinded, man. It was a lot of fun. What a great group of players we had on defense.
That's probably a good place to ask you my first question, because you came into Tampa, and it translates today too, because we just watched the Super Bowl where defense absolutely dominated. Does offense or defense win games in the NFL? And so, for a fact, defense won our Super Bowl. But today, is it any different?
I don't think it is. I think it's a combination, though. Your offense can't screw the game up. You can't turn the ball over and be inept and win. You just can't do it. You've got to have a quarterback. We did have Brad Johnson. We led the NFC in passing. He did that year, you know. You got to be able to score, get a lead so your defense can unleash the greatness.
See, I don't think people remember that about Brad Johnson.
No, nobody knows that. You know, he led the NFC in passing. He really did. And he missed a few games.
Right.
We had a hard time making a first down without him. But when we started scoring, when the offense caught up, learned the playbook a little bit, we were able to get some two-possession leads. And then you saw Sapp and Simeon really cut it loose. And our pass defense really came into play, and we did feast on turnovers.
Right. So the stats will say scoring 24 points a game gives you a 75% chance to win. I'm just reading notes here. But teams holding opponents under 20 win almost 80% of the time. So what is it? So for me, it's defense. And I remember the very first time I picked offense over defense in a Super Bowl, and it was 2015, the Indianapolis, or not Indianapolis. It was Denver. And I said, Peyton Manning, offense, going to win. And Seattle absolutely eviscerated them on defense.
If you can't block them, you can't win.
Right.
I really think, you know, the games obviously are won up front. You saw it last year what Philadelphia did to Kansas City. They did not blitz Mahomes one time on 42 pass attempts.
Unreal.
Sacked him 6 times, got 16 hits. They beat the hell out of Kansas City. And I think that's one of the things, among others, that we had going for us. We had a great pass rush. The guys we had were hard to block, man.
I will say this. With adding Simeon Rice, because the years prior, we just didn't have an edge presence. I don't even really remember who the guys were. But adding Simeon, who's going into our Ring of Honor, and congratulations, welcome back. Your name's back up on the wall. It's always good to see you underneath where you're supposed to be. But adding Simeon Rice was the game changer for us, because Sapp did what he did. But having Simeon bring edge pressure, I mean, Simeon should have been the Super Bowl MVP, if you ask me.
Well, he got the party started, no doubt.
Right.
And he was a big part of it. You know, Warren got so much pressure up the gut. We used to call them naturals. Remember how Simeon would be rushing up the field and just fold underneath?
People plan that now.
Yeah, I mean, Sapp and Simeon, they played off each other extremely well. And there's Monty Kiffin. But really, Rod Marinelli, the defensive line coach, was the architect of all of it. I had Rod working for me just recently with the Raiders.
Right.
I think he is the master defensive line coach that I've ever seen work, and he was a big part of this also.
So you never answered my question. Does offense or defense win?
Shut up, Rondé. I mean, I'm going to disagree with you. I mean, defensively, obviously, played a big role in our championship, but you know, if I had Joe Burrow or Pat Mahomes, I think offensively, if you can possess the ball and get 33 minutes of clock time, you can really improve your defense as well. I think there's a lot of ways to look at it, but I think taking care of the ball, winning the turnover battle, playing good sound defense, I think will win you a championship.
30-plus points a game, you're almost unbeatable, though. That's, I would say. So offense, it's an arms race for the most part.
It really is.
I think if you don't have a good quarterback in this league, you have no chance. And that's going to lead us to our next topic. But do you think it's an arms race? Do you think you have to have a top 5 quarterback to win? Because Brad, going into our Super Bowl, was probably not considered a top 5 quarterback, even though he played great that year.
No, but Brad was really good with the ball.
Right.
And statistically, he was very good.
Right.
And he threw 5 touchdowns against Minnesota, 4 against Atlanta, played really good in the playoffs. I think your quarterback, I don't think he needs to be a top 5 player, but he's got to play solid to complement your defense to have a chance to go all the way and win it.
All right. Tell me what you're doing now, John. I saw this reintroduced quarterback camp. Who did you see this year? You saw Will Howard.
So Jackson Dart, which, you know, he's doing well.
Right.
Kyle McCord just got released. Seth Hennigan got released.
Right.
I had 6 guys. Quinn Ewer from Texas, who's with the Dolphins.
Riley Leonard.
That's
the one I remember.
He's playing pretty good for the Colts.
Right.
He's got a chance.
Right.
But next year we're going to get a slew of them, man. It'll be awesome.
Tell me what that's like, going into the mind of these young guys, trying to get them ready. I mean, obviously it sucks for Will Howard this year because he broke his hand. We didn't get to see him at all. But a guy like Jackson Dart, who's, I think, of the ones that you just listed, is probably the best one of the group, or at least has the fastest chance to play in New York. So tell me about what it's like getting in the head of these young guys, trying to, whether you're helping them or not, I don't know, but what's it like getting those guys, kind of prepared for what they're going to see in the NFL?
Oh, I love it. I did 63 of those shows for
I
ESPN.
remember. Yeah, I remember.
We didn't get Shedeur Sanders this year. We did not get Cam Ward, but we got the rest of them for the most part. But, you get a chance to learn their offense, and you get a chance to ask them specific questions. But the whole show is really based on trying to help these guys get 1% better, know what to expect, learn some NFL concepts and NFL snap count. A lot of these guys, as you know, they're clapping to put the ball in play. There's no snap count. There's not a lot of communication, which I think is a lost art in being a quarterback. But we learn about their system. We break them down a little bit, have some fun with them. We get to work them out, give them some drills, some things to work on. But it's just a great introduction, I think, to fans into who these guys are.
Yeah.
You get to know them a little bit behind the face mask.
If you were coaching today, I remember you said this. I can't remember where I heard you say it, but Brad Johnson didn't take a snap in shotgun. That I don't remember that, but
yeah, that's true.
I'm trusting you that
we
it's
will
true.
be the last team to ever win a Super Bowl with 0 snaps in 19 games, no snaps in the gun.
All right, so I looked this up. So shotgun have increased dramatically. So in 2000, it was 13%. Do you know what it is now?
It's over 50.
It's 83.
Yeah, 83%.
83% of offenses are in spread in shotgun. If you were coaching today, hypothetically, you don't look at me
like that. I do have some devious plans here to come back.
If you were coaching today, could you run an offense like you ran back in the early 2000s?
No doubt. If you watch the Detroit Lions,
that's
and I was just there in training camp because their offensive coordinator was a guy that worked on my staff. They're underneath the center almost 55% of the time. And when you got a great back, you know this, Montgomery or Gibbs, you got to service the back. Get under the center, get that cat back there 7.5 or 8 yards deep like Adrian Peterson, Jim Brown, Barry Sanders. Get under the center and get it to him deep. And let these guys get some force heading to the line of scrimmage and give them time to read their cuts. These slow developing shotgun runs, to me, don't service the back. Right. Plus, when you watch the Lions, you watch the Green Bay Packers next Sunday, both of these teams are under the center, featuring Josh Jacobs, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Montgomery. And the beauty of it is this, when they fake the ball to those guys, that's where the big plays, the chunk plays in a passing game are. So running the rock with a great back and setting up some play action passes, certainly there's a place for being under the center.
So if 83% of plays are under shotgun these days, is 16% the tush push? Is that
pretty much?
That's what it feels like. And
chiming in from the cheap seats, JB.
I got all the jokes today.
That was a good one, though. So the reality is, if you don't play in a shotgun, can a guy like Josh Allen do it all? Because I like to have this conversation about who's the best quarterback in the NFL, and it's Josh, Patrick, Lamar. The conversation comes up all the time. In your opinion, which one of these guys is the best at doing all of that?
Well, as you know, they're all different. Josh Allen's a physical freak. I was just up in Baltimore this spring for 3 days, and when you sit down and really watch Lamar Jackson, if our defense was playing any of these guys, you would say, I don't want to play Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You can't rush the guy because if he breaks the pocket, it's a first down. It might be a touchdown. He can throw the ball, and he's winning in the pocket. This guy threw for 41 touchdowns, 5 picks, man. This guy's killing you. He's become a little bit like a right-handed Steve Young, only faster. They design runs for him. He is a pain in the butt to deal with. Probably my favorite guy right now is in Cincinnati, Burrow. Burrow's spectacular. He is really something. He can put the ball in tight windows. He's an ice man when the game's on the line. And you just keep going on and on with Mahomes, Josh Allen. The AFC's got some really great quarterbacks.
I would say, it's a fun debate just to throw it out there, but the one-size-fit-all quarterback, prototype versus the small guy, or the scrambler, or, the guy that has more versatility versus the guy that's immobile, it doesn't matter. I think any of them can play in today's NFL. So where does, in your mind, because you live here now, where does Baker fit into this conversation?
That's a great call. when you look at him statistically, what he did last year, people don't realize this. He did something that only 3 guys in the history of football have ever done.
Yeah.
Now, you're throwing for over 70%. What is it, 40 touchdowns, over 4,000 yards? He runs for 350 yards, man. I mean, this guy's not a sitting duck. His play style is contagious. He plays like you played.
Yeah.
And he's reckless. He's tough. And I think
I
the
wasn't
players.
reckless. I was calculated.
I think the players love him. I love Mayfield. I think the Buccaneers hit the lottery when they got him. How do you go from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield? That just goes to show you how dumb some of us coaches are. I'll tell you what. But I would love to have him. If he can cut down on some of the interceptions,
yeah,
I think he could truly be a great quarterback and take the Bucs to the Super Bowl. I think he could ultimately win the Super Bowl.
I look at him and I think if a team needs a personality, Baker's the guy to bring personality to the team. They got a ton of talent, right? You got receivers, you got Bucky Irving, you got Tez Johnson, who just lit up the preseason, and all you need is somebody to, like, you would think you'd have that much talent, just manage the quarterback position. And the Bucs are like, no, we're going to let him showcase, rip it. I mean, people think because he's not small, that he's little. He's not little. And he's got a strong arm, man. That's what when I watch the film of him, he rips the football, man.
He's not afraid to let it go either. I mean, tight coverage, he'll put it up away from the pressure of the defender. The other thing people don't know is this guy's been in the league 8 years.
Yeah.
He's had 8 different offensive coordinators. I mean, he's helped Liam Cohen get a head job. He helped the guy in Carolina. Canales got a head job. Hell, if I could come back and get a job with the Bucs, maybe I could get another shot. But, when you play 8 different systems in 8 years, that just goes to show you where the NFL is. That's insane.
That is.
That you can have a different system every single year. Joe Montana, when I was with the 49ers, I was with Brett Favre in Green Bay. They'd never switch systems. And that's a real credit to Baker Mayfield, the kind of way he can adapt to whoever calls the plays and what system you're running.
So I'm just a dumb defensive player, and I hear this system thing, and it's really just give JB one of your play calls, the one that you probably remember. I remember you tripping up.
Come on,
Chris,
John.
I remember you tripping up Chris Sims.
Chris Sims. I mean, let's be fair to everybody. Chris Sims really ticked me off, man. We did win a Super Bowl the first year with this offense.
Right.
Only Brad Johnson figured it. But anyways, if you want to call 2 plays at a time, you got to be wordy in the huddle.
Right.
If you want to have shifts, if you want to have motions, if you want to have multiple ways to line up, you got to have different words. So you could say scatter to triple right, F right, 200 jet X stick, Z flash Oakland. You could say red left switch, Z right, sprint right, GU corner, half back flat. A lot of this stuff gets wordy.
Right.
But now when we came back to coach the Raiders, we tried to streamline the terminology to get out of the huddle quicker. But if you listen to Sean Payton today, if you listen to some of these head coaches that call the plays, it will blow your mind.
Yeah.
You got to have a guy with a brain that loves it, that has a mental quickness about him. And you know that. You can't have a slow talking, laid back, chilled quarterback. You got to have an alpha personality that's type A, I think.
Has it been tough, John, to keep up with the evolving trends, given that you've been away from the sidelines for some time? I mean, is it tough to keep up with all these young head coaches, these young offensive coordinators coming in and making up new stuff as they go, or no?
No, I don't think the game is really evolving. Everybody says you got to evolve as a coach. The game isn't evolve; it's dissolving. We're not practicing anymore. We don't even play. Guys don't even play. Guys don't meet. Guys aren't together. We're doing less now than we ever did before.
So the game, I think Brady said that at one point. He was talking about how the game became more simple, easy for quarterbacks
very much
today.
so. And you go to Friday night football, you can go watch Chamberlain play late toe, and you'll see the same plays Friday night that you see Saturday, and you see the same plays on Sunday. That's why I enjoy watching the Chiefs play. I enjoy watching the Lions play. I enjoy watching the Buccaneers play. They'll come at you with different personnel, different formations, audibles, a professional system. Some of these offenses, I wouldn't pay Ronde to go watch. How's that
you want to throw any out there, John? You want to throw any out?
That's for another show.
Oh my God!
Coming at Barstool to a theater near you.
Right. So so if you were coming back to coach, what would be your ideal quarterback? Would it be a dual threat guy? Would it be a Jaden Daniels? Like, just if you were sitting there deciding, I'm going to design an offense around my ideal quarterback, what type of player would that look like?
Well, I think we're all looking for the dual threat, the guy that can run. The biggest tragedy in my coaching career was not getting Randall Cunningham to play. I had the keys to Cunningham in '95. I talked to Randall the other day. I did not know anything about the zone reads, the spread system. I pigeonholed him into the West Coast offense.
Yeah.
And how dumb is a coach to do that? Then he goes to Minnesota. He throws it to Randy. He throws it like 40 points a game. We called him Starship 7 when he went to Minnesota. But, yeah, you're looking for a guy like Lamar. You're looking for a guy like Daniels that can wheel and deal.
Absolutely.
Throw and run. That's what we're looking for. But I think the quarterback has got to be able to throw the ball. I want to have a diverse passing game, attack coverages, attack personnel. And I think you got to have a mobile guy, an athletic guy with some arm talent that's got some mental quickness and aptitude.
I agree. It's the most important position. I mean, a good corner goes a long way too, but
Until we block down, and make the corner come up and tackle.
Hey,
I mean, you're one of the few guys that didn't get hurt. You see how many corners can play the whole season now?
None.
I mean, that's my biggest problem. I see these corners. As soon as they make 4 tackles in a game, they're out for the month.
Right.
Very few corners play 16, 17 games.
Right. I fit a bunch of different roles. I'm not sure how I did it, but I did whatever y'all asked. Speaking of
Look at this shot, by the way. Great shot of you guys.
Oh, well,
that's a good one.
That's probably after one of my game-changing interceptions. How about Jon is coaching and we're playing Philly in Tampa, and we can't score at all.
They can't make a yard.
Can't make a yard.
Bruce Gradkowski, rookie quarterbacks by quarterback. And it's hot, too, man. I was standing at hot. It was 128 degrees, I think.
May have been the hottest game I have ever played. It was in October, too.
I looked across the field. I thought Andy Reid was going to die. I mean, I swear to God, he was about to go down.
So I intercept McNabb, score in sometime in the first quarter. We go to halftime, whatever. It's like 7-6 or something. We've done nothing on offense. Third quarter, come out, another interception, I score a touchdown. We got 14 points on the board, and I've scored them all, okay? We get one drive, I think at the end. They come back and get ahead. We get one drive. Jon's offense isn't good enough to get us past the 40 going in.
Yeah, that was pretty good, really. I was proud we got past the 40.
And then Matt Bryant kicks a 62-yard.
Oh, the funny story is we were going to throw a Hail Mary.
Right.
And I had Matt Bryant standing next to me, and I said, "Hey, Matt, come here. Can you make this?" He said, "You got any more ideas?" I've seen enough of yours, sorry offense. We kicked the 62-yard field goal. I think I drank all the beer at Hooters that night after that.
Oh, you should have. All I remember is Matt Bryant getting the key to the city, and I'm like, we're not even in the game if I don't score twice. Like, oh, God.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, though.
Bruce Gradkowski was our rookie quarterback. Remember, he'd be throwing up in the bathroom before the game. And 5 weeks into the season, I started throwing up in the bathroom before the game. That was a tough time.
We had our share of quarterbacks, man. I mean,
yeah.
Why did Brad leave? I don't even remember what happened with Brad. I just remember like the cattle call of quarterbacks that we had after him. I mean, Gradkowski, Sims, Brian Greasy.
We had Brett Favre coming in. Remember?
Right.
We had Brett Favre. He ended up going to the Jets. And, that was Chucky really came out that night when that trade fell through. I could tell you some stories.
How close was that, Jon? How close?
It was done. I was going to bed. I was putting the scripts together for Brett Favre because I was with Brett in Green Bay. And I had talked to Bus Cook. They were going to trade him. And I don't know if the Jets came in late and offered a higher pick, which is what I think happened. Matter of fact, I know that's what happened.
Right.
But then they made it sound like Ted Thompson did not want to trade him within the conference. They didn't want him to play against the Packers that year, and we played the Packers. So, I was ticked off the next day. And then, obviously, Jeff Garcia wasn't really happy with me either.
Right.
Thanks for bringing us up. It's great to be here talking about
on the Rondé Barber Show.
Oh, nostalgia. All right, let's move on then. How's this Bucs team going to do this year?
Well, they won 4 straight division titles.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do well. I think if Tritz and Wirtz come back at left tackle, they have as good an offensive line as there is in the league. Perhaps Philadelphia, but They're balanced. I think Hassan Reddick's got to come in and give us an edge presence.
No doubt.
You know, Cansey and
Could
Vita
not agree
Vea,
more.
We got to get somebody off the
Your
edge.
interior D lineman cannot lead your team in sacks.
No, I've never heard of that.
I've never heard that either. I've been saying it for years. So
you know, I think Reddick, he didn't do anything last year with the contract, but he had 20 sacks the 2 previous years combined. Maybe he can get some cleanup sacks, perhaps.
Right.
And I think what's the linebacker's name? Dennis
Savassier.
He's got to play for us.
Got to play good. Yeah.
You know, we got hurt underneath in coverage last year. But to me, if Reddick comes through and we can stay healthy at linebacker and these 2 young corners come through, the Bucs can get to the Super Bowl, man.
I agree.
I mean, they beat the hell out of Detroit last year in Detroit. They beat the hell out of Philly here in Tampa. And then they had some injuries. But I love Todd Bowles because he's mentally tough. He has no fear, none, zero. And he can handle a storm. But if they can get there with a 4-man rush, mix up some coverages, not have to take a lot of crazy risks, I think the Bucs could be a real problem.
All right, quick fire here. This is really going to test you here.
All right.
Are you ready? Keyshawn, Jervicius, McCardell, or Mike Evans.
Oh, man.
You see Mike Evans practiced the other day. He looks like he's 26 years old.
I know.
11 straight 1,000-yard seasons. I'd probably throw in Galloway, and take Mike Evans,
Warren Sapp or Vita Vea?
Oh, I'm taking Warren.
Oh, I love it.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to have Vita Vea, man.
Right. Rondé Barber, Antoine Winfield Jr.
Shit, I ain't even close. I ain't letting anybody for Rondé Barber. I'm not just saying it because you're sitting here. You could have played safety, corner, nickel. People don't realize you never missed a game. One day he broke his hand and he refused to miss a walkthrough. I'm like, are you out of your skull? You can't play with that. One of the toughest badasses I ever met was number 20. Now, I love Winfield. Hopefully he comes back and did what he did 2 years ago.
2 years ago, he was the best player on defense for us by far. Raymond James pirate ship or your Barstool office decor?
Ooh.
Raymond James pirate ship?
Yeah.
Gasparilla, baby.
Yeah, I'd go with that. That's probably
You don't like your
more.
Barstool office decor?
That's all right.
It's all right.
How about Ronde? How about Derek Brooks or Levante David?
Oh, all right. We got some more.
I'm going to have you answer that.
You want me to save you from this, or you want to answer? Come on.
I'm taking Derek. He was different.
You know what?
There is no Levante without Derek. Because Derek proved that you could be an undersized guy playing outside linebacker and get it. Levante is I've told him this to his face many times. If the rules around the Pro Bowl were different, he would have made 10 Pro Bowls. But when we were playing a 4-3 defense, he was matched up statistically wise every year with guys that are now considered edge rushers. And so he never made any damn Pro Bowls. It's ridiculous. He was a stand-up linebacker with stats, trying to compare stats with a guy that's coming off the edge.
Oh, his numbers rival anybody that ever played the game.
I agree.
And he was on some bad teams here, some really bad teams.
I was on one of them with him.
And if it wasn't for him, it would have been really ugly around here.
I know.
It would have been like being out there with Gradkowski against Philly. For you guys, it would not have been good. But I love him, man.
We got more burning questions and something special for Jon when the Rondé Barber Show continues right after this.
You're watching the Rondé Barber Show, sponsored by Renewal by Andersen, superior products, exceptional service, and by Advent Health, the exclusive hospital of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here's Pro Football Hall of Famer Rondé Barber, Super Bowl champion head coach Jon Gruden, and a guy who still checks for Chucky under his bed, JB Buno.
Man, that's it. All right. Well, you know what? Then at least that's a perfect segue.
That's a good bring back. So,
a perfect segue.
Perfect segue, because I remember, Jon, the very first meeting you ever had with us. Comes in, we're in our old dingy little team. You remember that team meeting room?
Yeah. I had the petition torn down so I could see the players.
It was ridiculous. But Jon comes in and he goes, "Men," and I'm paraphrasing here. I'm probably getting it wrong. "You can call me Coach. You can call me Jon. You can call me anything, but don't call me Chuck.
Is that what I said? I never said that. Look at that shirt.
Look at that shirt. I'm not sure if I got it right, but I do remember you telling us, "Don't you dare call me Chuck. Don't you dare call me Chuck."
Crazy point in my life.
Oh, so live from the Stream Center, we are going to. I know you do this for everybody.
Oh,
we are going to present you with a box, man.
A box?
Yeah. Open up our box for us, John. See, you got some good stuff in there.
I got to open up this. This was a fancy box.
Yeah. Usually it's like a FedEx box.
Oh, look at this. A Rondé Barber number 20 hat, man.
Yes, indeedy.
The heck is this? Is this a magnet?
That's for your fridge.
That's very good. My wife will love that.
Put that up for
Holy smokes. Is this you?
That's me.
That's the Rondé Barber Show.
First
man.
ever shirt given out to a guest.
This will be the worst rated show of your career, having Gruden out here. What is this, a beach towel?
Yeah, WFLA beach towel.
WFLA? What is all this, straw?
It's straw. It's filler.
Where's all the good stuff at, man?
I gave you the good stuff.
Thank you.
We're on a budget here, buddy.
This, man. This is awesome.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, great. Thank you, guys.
All right, JB.
Yeah, no,
let's get to your block here.
That's great. We, of course, John, we love to have fun on this show, and we love to make it, we love to give Rondé the spotlight, but we also like to ask Rondé really the tough questions also, the tough questions. So we have a segment, check out this animation, it's just for Rondé, right? It's called, we call it the barbecue. How about that? Where we turn things up a little bit, we're going to make things a little, we're going to raise the thermostat a bit.
I'm just going to keep pumping this shirt out right here.
With some,
I'm going to sell some of these.
There you go.
I like it. That's pretty sweet.
I'll get you one in double XL. Don't worry.
So let's get to some of the questions that we are. All right, I like this because we already talked about quarterbacks in the first block. Okay, so I'm going to ask each of you this question, and you guys can answer. Let's start on offense. John, let's say you're starting an NFL franchise. You can have any offensive player in the league. Let's say that Goodell says, John, you can have any offensive player in the entire NFL, but it can't be a quarterback.
Oh boy,
can't be a quarterback now. You got to pick anybody.
I'd probably take Tristan Wirfs.
That's a good call. That was a good call.
I really would.
Yeah,
not because I'm in Tampa, but I like that guy.
So
man.
all the skill guys, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, all the skill. No, you want Tristan Wirfs.
We'll get some of those guys in a little bit, but I want to get my team. I want to get that guy. I can drop back the pass and look around with him in there. Right. You know what I mean?
Rondé, who you got?
I'm taking Jamar Chase.
You want Jamar Chase?
He's just ridiculous. He's ridiculous. He's the best receiver I've ever seen, actually, in terms of skill and like athleticism.
What would a Rondé Barber versus Jamar Chase battle look like?
It wouldn't be good. We'd play a lot of cover two. I'd be sitting in the flat rerouting them, hoping John Lynch is over the top or Dexter Jackson's over the top of me. He's good.
So as we look here at some of the shots of Rondé Barber from his playing career, let's talk about Wirfs then John. What makes Wirfs so special to you? Why, of all the players in the league, you didn't really hesitate. He's your guy.
Well, there's a lot of great skill players. There's very few big guys that can do what this kid does. I mean, he's all pro at right tackle, then he's all pro at left tackle. He's the only guy to ever do it.
Yep.
He can play anywhere on the line. He makes the guy next to him play better, and he can pass protect one-on-one with no help, more than anybody in the league and better than anybody. He's the best pass protector in the league, and he's a young man. He's a great guy, and
he's enormous.
He's enormous.
He is enormous. Like capital E. It's amazing that he can move like he can move. I would agree. I mean, there's great tackles around the league. I mean, Lane Johnson's a good tackle. There's a bunch of guys. The guy in Pittsburgh's going to be a pretty good tackle, but there's nobody like him.
If he stays on this trajectory with how well he is playing at the tackle position, does he join you guys up there on the ring one day?
Nah, he'll be wearing a gold jacket one day.
Yeah, he'll definitely be in the Hall of Fame. This guy's sensational. I don't think anybody in the history of the game has been all pro at right tackle and left tackle. I don't think it's ever happened.
There's only a few guys that have been all pro at multiple positions. Joe Klecko is one of them. The only reason I know that because he went in the Hall of Fame with me, and I was like, "How is this guy not in the Hall of Fame already?" He's all pro at three positions: DN, tackle, and linebacker.
You know, it's funny, though. If I were to come back and be a college coach, you talk about all this NIL money, give the NIL money to the quarterback, give it to the running back, give it to the receiver. I would love to give all my NIL money to defensive linemen and offensive linemen. You know what I mean? And really,
nobody talks about that anymore. During our day, that's all people talked about. You won up front. That was it.
Yeah. And I think you still went up front. I think Philadelphia won it all because of the offensive line play, and they had a fourth quarter pass rush. They could unleash it. Sorry for rambling.
No, does the college game these days with NIL, does that intrigue you, John? I mean, would that pique your interest one day if you want to get back on the sidelines and do something with
Yeah, I
football?
think it does. I really do. I think there's some very interesting aspects. I think it's like an NFL operation now. I think you got to have a full-time personnel director because now you're scouting everybody. Yep. You're in high school, you're scouting small colleges, major colleges, and you're paying a salary cap really that you have allotted to pay your players.
I find that interesting because there have been some college guys, and Ron and I have talked about this, some college guys, some college head coaches that say that that's not for them, the whole NIL game, but you sounds like you would embrace it.
Well, I know guys like Rondé Barber with a lot of money that would donate to my cause. You know.
As soon as this show starts paying me 7 figures, then yes, I'll start donating to you.
All right.
We got to get it there. All right, so flipping it around. Now, Goodell says to you, Jon Gruden, you can have any defensive player in the entire NFL. You could pluck it from any NFL franchise. Who's the guy?
That's a tough one. I'd probably take Myles Garrett. You know, just because I saw, I have an individual reel of his, watching him go around the bags. I've never seen a guy that's in this kind of condition that can move like this man moves, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, he can take 2 steps and change directions and almost disappear on you. I love him. I think he'd be a guy I'd consider right there.
And he's another gigantic human that moves like he's half his size. I would agree.
I'll send those 2 guys out for the coin toss, Garrett and Wirfs.
Yeah.
And you can come out there with your little receivers.
All right, Rondé Barber, you can pluck any defensive player in the league.
Man, who would I want? I need a good cover corner. Who's the kid in Denver? Patrick Surtain Jr. I think I'm taking him. I need somebody that can eliminate the field. And he does. Not only does he do that, not only does he cover well, he tackles well. He's technically a good player. And I say technically meaning like he works on his technique. He's not just out there flying by the seat of his pants trying to be a great athlete at the position. He's a technically sound corner. And, I mean, the biggest thing is, and people talk about great corners in the NFL. Like, you're not a great corner in the NFL unless you take the damn ball away. And he takes the ball away. I hate corners that don't intercept the ball. Like, that's the name of the game.
Make a play.
I mean, like, people might want to judge how I played the game, but the one thing I did do was take the ball away.
Well, you did that better than anybody.
That's all that matters. Take the ball away.
So that brings me to the next. This is the barbecue, guys. We got to make it some of these burning questions. We're going to make it a little hotter in here. Okay, so John, let's talk about Rondé here for a second. We'll bring up some Rondé. I'm going to punch up some Rondé video here because if you took prime Rondé Barber, early 2000, prime Rondé Barber, and you were able to, in your time machine, bring him to today's NFL, where does he rank among today's NFL corners?
That's a great question.
Well, he's totally different. I mean, I think the system of football that we had, it really unlocked the greatness that Barber had. It really tapped into all of his skills, his intellect, his physicality, reading the quarterback. I mean, he knew where the ball was going a lot of time before the ball was snapped. When you're just out there on an island playing bump and run, you're in your own world. You don't really care about anything else. So I think if I came back and I could get Monty Kiffin, we'd take Rondé Barber to start. We couldn't play games without Barber. He was our nickel corner. He was our corner and base defense. I think he was our leading scorer too, by the way. So I'm prejudiced to this guy. Still the greatest time of my life was celebrating that interception in Philadelphia that put us in the Super Bowl. But pleasure to be around. He was a badass. He was tough. He was hard to coach because he was so passionate about preparation and winning. And it hurt me big time when we would lose a game because I didn't want to let this guy down. I didn't want to let some of these real pro players down. And Barber was the consummate professional.
Give me one thing about Rondé. Give me one thing about Rondé that people don't know. Knowing and coaching him the way that you did for so many years, obviously, what's something that people don't know?
People don't know how small he is. I mean, the first time I met Rondé Barber, I said, "You're Rondé Barber?" Jesus Christ, where's the rest of you? When he puts on a helmet, it's just for all the young players out there. You can play football. You don't need to be the biggest guy in the world now, but this guy knew how to hit. He knew how to punch the ball out. He knew how to play football. He was always learning. He had this accumulation of knowledge thirst. I have to find something. I got to find an edge, whether it be diet, whether it be a quickness drill, whether it be how to study film better. He had this thirst to get better, and he got the most out of himself of any other football player I've ever seen. If you take him to the combine, he ain't winning the combine now. Not in the 40, not in the vertical, not in any of it. But when you put that helmet on him, something happened to this guy. He loved the game, and he really it permeated throughout the locker room. He was a franchise-changing player.
You're liking this, huh? You liking this?
It's my show, and I don't get to say anything. And it's still,
what am I off on? Am I pretty accurate?
No. The one thing you did say that I don't think a lot of players now try to put into their games or their prep is knowing where it's going to go. So, like a lot of people ask me, "Hey, could you cover Ja'Marr Chase?" I'm like, I'd probably find a way, because at some point it's not about Ja'Marr Chase. Jamar's running a route. He's on a tree. He's got a play that he's got to execute. And I would feel like I knew that play before, just as much as Lamar did. So I spent as much time studying the quarterbacks and studying a game plan than an individual player. I didn't really give a damn about who I was covering. I mean, unless it was Randy Moss, because I knew there's nothing.
Well, let's be honest.
Nothing I could do about him.
Ja'Marr Chase, because I do a lot of research now studying these guys. He won the Triple Crown, catches, yards, touchdowns, but over half of his damage is after the catch. People won't put him on the ground, and he's a great runner. He's strong. He's elusive. He's powerful. But the one thing I saw you do, I saw you put Marshall Faulk on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
I saw you put Adrian Peterson on
Didn't matter.
You liked that part of the game.
Matter.
That was the sickness in Rondé Barber. He loved the physical part of the game. I don't think a lot of corners like to get in that briar patch.
Well,
do you remember the C7 position you were in?
Oh, yeah.
You'd come down there and hit like a linebacker.
People don't even know what that means anymore, because corners don't do it anymore.
Well, I was going to say, that was my question. Are corners soft now? Are they soft?
Yes, they're soft. I'll say it. They're soft. They're definitely soft. They don't. We used to put me at the end of the line of scrimmage. So you know what that means. So like, if there's a pulling guard coming, like I got to either turn him back, spill him. I got to do something with a pulling guard. Like, teams now put a big body out there.
Right.
We just left me out there. Let Brian Kelly go play with the receiver on the other side of the field. And I said, I'll be
Let me tell you, there's a
corner.
clip, and I still have it at my office. When I was in Green Bay, we had Reggie White, and he was famous for the hump move. Mm-hmm. He would get that tackle setting up the field like he's speed rushing, and he would hump that guy and toss him right on his back. So we're playing the Minnesota Vikings.
I remember this.
I swear to God, we called a nickel blitz off the edge. And he hump moved that. You gave that guy that. Remember that tackle for the Vikings? It was one of the greatest
we might have to
rushes.
find it.
You got to find that.
Yeah, we got to find it.
But that was a summary of how physical a corner, how physical a football player Rondé was.
That was fun, man. Those were fun days, man. God, I miss those.
So let's move on to the next question here on the barbecue. We are on the Rondé Barber Show with Jon Gruden, Rondé Barber. I'm JB Buno. So, okay. All right, we're gushing about Rondé here. We're gushing, and he deserves it. It's his show, after all, John, right?
Yeah.
Let's play the time machine game again. Today's Bucs. If you can go back in the time machine and take any player from your coaching days with the Bucs, take an old great Buck and bring him over to today's Buccaneers, who would help today's team the most?
I know who I'm taking.
Who comes to mind? Somebody that you coached.
I know who I'm taking.
Go ahead.
You hit it.
Simeon Rice.
Yeah, that's who they need. They need the edge guy.
One guy. Simeon Rice.
Yeah. You think Todd Bowles would love if
my God,
prime Simeon Rice was on his team?
Simeon didn't like the physicalness really of the game, but he was physical. Like when you needed him to be, he was. He found a way, and he could rush the hell out of an edge. I can't imagine Simeon playing today. He would be really, really good.
I'm hoping the Bucs trade 2 first-rounders and gets Micah Parsons in here. That's really what I want. You're exactly right. The one thing the Bucs haven't proven is, do they have the guy that can get there off the edge? And I've said this. I learned this from Bill Walsh with the 49ers. If you don't have a fourth-quarter pass rush, you're not winning a championship. Because you got to beat Joe Burrow, you got to beat Mahomes, Josh Allen. You're going to get the lead. Your team is going to have the lead. They're going to have the ball in the fourth quarter, and they're going to throw it.
You got to go.
And they're going to have 4 downs to get 10 yards. You better be able to close it out with the rush. What did we do to Gannon in the Super Bowl?
Oh, man.
It was like a feeding frenzy.
That's what I'm saying. Simeon Rice could have been MVP. Right. I know Dexter deserved it. He had the early interception. He had 2 interceptions. But without we thrived on defense, and you talked about takeaways like in the first segment. We thrived because our pass rush was so damn good, man. Like the ball had to come out. It had to come out. So why did I have so many takeaways? It was because I knew the ball had to come out, and I was willing to take a chance to go get that play, go get that ball. Because it was coming out.
So it's the morning of August 27th. Let's just get this out there. Because every time that we talk about national NFL news, Rondé, like an hour after we're done doing the show, massive breaking news happens. It's our curse, John. So we're going to talk about, let's bring up Micah Parsons. That's
the one guy unsigned.
On episode 6 of the Rondé Barber Show, the last episode, John, Rondé was of the opinion, and we got to call balls and strikes here, Rondé, right?
Yeah.
Rondé was of the opinion that this was just an orchestrated soap opera, that this is just Jerry Land and Jerry Jones doing what Jerry Jones does, that this was more of a facade. What's your take on the Micah Parsons situation with Dallas? And do you think that there's a chance he would actually leave? Because you saying trading 2 first-rounders for Micah to bring to the Bucs,
they're not going to do it.
I got it.
Well, I went through this. When I went back to coach the Raiders, Khalil Mack was on the team, and he would not return not one of my calls. And I kind of laugh about it now, but he never wanted to play for us unless we gave him $100 million, whatever it was the agent wanted, which was the highest contract in the history of defense. And we didn't have that kind of money at that time. And we waited it out and waited it out and waited it out. I just watched Parsons in that preseason game against the Falcons. I didn't like that at all. I mean, not even wearing his uniform, laying on the bench. That is a toxic look. It doesn't help you when you're a first-year head coach like Schottenheimer.
Right.
And I don't think the Cowboys are good enough on defense to really – I don't know what their cap situation is either, but when you pay CeeDee Lamb all that money, and Dak Prescott's making $60 million a year, and you're Micah Parsons, you see what Myles Garrett got. You see the contract T.J. Watt. They just paid Hendrickson
for 1 year.
Where the hell is my money, man?
Yep.
And
they have him locked up for technically for at least 2 more years.
Yeah,
but there comes a point in time where the guy doesn't want to be here. And we have to cut your losses sometimes, and unfortunately, that looks like it could be a trade destination, Dallas, if you have enough to offer. It would take a lot to get him.
I said that about Hendrickson, then they signed him. I thought they were going to trade him. I didn't think they were going to spend the money.
We had talked about that too.
But they did.
So right after this show is done, everybody, in an hour, Micah Parsons is going to sign a massive deal with the Dallas Cowboys because that's the luck of the Rondé Barber Show.
I think there's 2 or 3 teams, though, that are looking at this player like this could be the centerpiece that pushes us over the top. You want to win a Super Bowl? Tom Brady comes here. He was the centerpiece. He pushed it over the top. This offense averages 29 points a game right here in Tampa. We have some really good defensive players.
He's calling Jason Light.
Let's get Jason Light on the phone. He's in your phone.
Just tell Parsons we'll put him on the Rondé Barber Show twice a week.
Speaking of which, the Rondé Barber Show, it'll be right back after this.
It's time for you to Ask Rondé, sponsored by Advent Health and Renewal by Andersen.
Undercover Eagles.
Welcome back into the Stream Center as producer Redfield Jr. He's trying to find something that we are. It's a high value sort of item here that we're going to be talking about next on the Rondé Barber Show. John, so this is how we do it. As we're here with Jon Gruden, of course, legendary coach with the Buccaneers, other organizations as well. John, so we're going to have a fan join the show. And what we're going to do is give away some signed swag. Totally up to you. Would you want to get in on a signed football that maybe we can give away on the Rondé Barber Show?
To sign a football.
Sure.
Yeah. Can we get a football?
Wow.
Way to go. Way to go, Rhett.
Yeah.
Johnny on the spot. You got a Sharpie? You didn't even bring him a Sharpie.
Yeah, what do you think? I have one in my sock.
All right.
Damn, Terrell Owens or something?
It's over there. It's down there. It should be down there. So we're going to get the carousel out, and what we're going to do is draw a name, and somebody here is going to get a signed football
there you go.
by Rondé Barber and Jon Gruden here. This is really cool. You know, let's save it for the end. Let's get to some of these questions, and then you want to draw it?
Yeah, let's do the questions first.
Okay, let's do the questions first. This should be a lot of fun. This was our winner last week. Let's go to her.
Hi, Rondé. This is Jay Hansraj. Alongside with me, I have my niece. And we are so excited to be here at Raymond James Stadium today. What I would like to ask you is, I've been a lifelong Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, and when you guys won the Super Bowl for us was such a big moment for me. What was your ultimate favorite memory from that win, from that game? I'd love to hear that. Thanks, Rondé. Bye.
You know what's funny? People always ask me about the NFC Championship game, and nobody ever asked me about the Super Bowl. And you know why? Because I didn't do a damn thing in the Super Bowl.
You made a nice tackle on the kickoff. I saw you spike Marcus Knight into the ground. Thank you, by the way.
Tackle on the, literally five interceptions, 3 touchdowns, and like I did nothing. You know what I do remember about the Super Bowl? Like, this is a lasting memory. I don't know what happened after the game. Did you give a post-game speech?
No, I was down on the field. Bon Jovi was singing. My wife loves Bon Jovi. My wife didn't even see the Super Bowl celebration. I had to find my wife. She was listening to Bon Jovi.
It's chaos right after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's
because I've covered a couple Super Bowls, and on the field, it's just madness.
No, but at least at some point you end up in the locker room, and the coach says, "Congratulations, accumulation of the season. We fit our." I don't remember.
He was at Hooters.
I don't remember it.
It was an unbelievable first-time championship for the Tampa Bay area, awesome. The Buccaneers, and I don't know if any of us ever wanted to come into the locker room.
No, I don't think I think I walked into the locker room. This is inside baseball here. I walked in the locker room. It's me and Dexter Jackson, maybe 1 or 2 other guys. And I'm getting ready to get in the shower. And here comes Gruden's wife, and his mom walking through walking through the locker room. I'm like, whatever. It's the Super Bowl.
You know, it was weird, though. You know what I remember about the Super Bowl is after the games, you know, I talked to Rich Gannon for a while.
Yeah.
I talked to Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, because that was my old team.
Yeah.
And, you know, felt bad for them, but, you know, felt pretty good for us. That was a long time, though.
Is that the happiest you've ever been in a professional setting, John? As far as like when you think of peak happiness, when you look back at your career, is that it? Is that the pinnacle?
I think so. I probably should have walked off and retired after that. There was a lot of pressure, honestly. You know, you get traded here. They gave up draft picks to get you there, which compromised our team moving forward. You had to succeed, a great coach. We had to get the offense to be functional. We weren't real functional on offense. We had beaten the Bucs 45-0 when I was with the Raiders, and they weren't functional on offense that day. So to get the monkey off your back, to get rid of that burden, you did feel a sense of relief too, as much as the excitement of winning. But to share it with these guys, it was awesome. It was awesome. And people don't remember, we had 1 week between the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl.
Yep.
That was unprecedented.
Right.
You know, it's 2 weeks. We had to fly home from Philly at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Way early.
And we had no time to put together the game plan. I remember I kept the coaches back in Tampa. I sent the players by themselves with Simeon Rice as the chaperone. Remember that?
It went well.
We have another Ask Rondé question. This comes from, I'm told, a Barstool employee, I believe. Let's go to Shane on Ask Rondé.
Hey, Rondé, I'm Shane. I'd like to know, who was the hardest receiver you ever had to cover while you played football?
While I played football?
Yes, while you played football.
While I play football, it's Randy. It's not even a question. I remember one time we're playing Minnesota. No, we're playing. Yeah, I think he's in Minnesota. Monty calls an all-out zero. He calls bonsai. We called it bonsai, and I'm playing outside. They're in base personnel, and Randy's. I'm looking at the sideline when he's called bonsai, and I'm like, this ball's coming to me. He's 6'4.5". I'm 5'9.5". He's gonna throw the ball, and I actually had really good coverage. And Randy puts his hand out, and like really good throw to the sideline. He stands there like this, catches it one hand, and is looking down at me like I'm a toddler. And I was like, "What do you want me to do there?"
Right. John did say, Rondé Barber, the one thing you don't know about him, he's kind of small.
Right,
So John, if you watching Rondé on the side. Was there a particular battle that stands out when Ronde had to go up against a certain wide receiver that you remember in particular?
Steve Smith.
Oh, Steve Smith. That's the reason we drafted Aqib Talib. I'll be honest with you. Steve Smith. I still got scars on me from that sumbitch. He was something else, wasn't he?
He was different, man.
He won the Triple Crown.
Yes.
Yards, catches, touchdowns. He was a great player and a downright nasty.
Yes.
He was mean, man. He'd block. He would run after the catch. Talking trash, and he hated the guys on the other team. Too.
Yes, I went into every game against Steve Smith, and I would go up to him and ask him how his family's doing, how's your wife, how the kids, everybody good, I did not want him to turn, because when he turned on you, dude, he turned on BK all the time, on Brian Kelly, and I was like, you are not turning on me. Like, I want this to be a cordial Sunday with Steve Smith. But no, he was a pain. They used to that bear pass, that now pass. Oh my God, dude. Couldn't get him on the ground.
He never really had a Pro Bowl quarterback year in, year out either. They had Jake Delhomme. Vinny Testaverde got off the couch one year, came in here, threw for about 250 yards to Steve Smith.
Right.
Great call there.
We love the Ask Rondé questions. You can submit your Ask Rondé questions to AskRondé.com. He has a website, John, AskRondé.com. You believe this guy?
No, that's impressive.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to start sending some questions.
By the way, my favorite Super Bowl 37 memory, we were beating them so bad. John gives his halftime speech, and it's like, I don't know, we still got 15 minutes in the locker room. I took off my pads, went into Dave Levy, our video guy's office, and watched the halftime show. Because we had the live broadcast.
Nice.
That was my favorite.
I never knew that.
Yeah, sorry, Coach.
That was the longest
I was locked in
history.
I was locked in. I promise.
So it's time now to draw from the carousel. Let's draw from the carousel, Rondé. Who's getting a Jon Gruden and Rondé Barber signed football?
Blue and a white one, right?
Well, no, you just need, because we have the prize, so you just need a name.
Is that the white one? That's the white one. Ah, look at this. I'm about to mess this up. All right. Here we go. Tito Torres.
Tito Torres, how about it?
Tito Torres, man.
It's a signed football from Rondé Barber and Jon Gruden from the Rondé Barber Show. You can submit your video questions and be entered to win on, of course, AskRondé.com. John, what a pleasure it was having you
today. Thank you, JP. Great being here.
Yeah,
you're
really
stud, John. Thanks, man.
I love you both.
Rondé, you want to close us out?
Yeah. Well, John, I could say a lot of platitudes, but the Gruden grinder of the week is Jon Gruden. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you, brother.
We'll see you next time on the Rondé Barber Show, everybody.